once again, this is my Mermail-Atlantean deck list. It is the exact same as in my last video. The only differences are that I added a Deep Sea Primadonna to my extra deck and a Barrier Statue of the Torrent in my side deck. The last 3-card combo on this video is actually going to showcase a pretty neat combo using these two, so keep that in mind going forward. Also, I would suggest that while watching this video, you may have your deck or dueling book or Edo Pro open by your side and maybe try these 3-card combos yourself and see where you can, in what end board you may end up with. You may even get a better one than I do. I'm not a pro, so yeah. Let's see these combos. This first combo consists of having Tipsy Diva, Swap Frog and Silencing Nettle on your hand. There are two possible end boards I'll show you in this video. The first one is more generic and the second one is a bit more focused on countering tier laments. So let's make the first one first. We'll normal summon Dipsy Diva. Dipsy Diva's effect activates, we'll get our Neptabyss. Neptabyss' effect activates, we'll dump Dragoons to get the Dragoons. And Dragoon's effect from grave activates and we'll get our Lapis Dragon. Lapis Dragon will special summon itself. And now we are going to make Coral Anemone using Diva and Lapis. Swap Frog will special summon itself, discarding our Dragoons, which won't activate its effect, and we'll use Swap's effect to get our Toad to the grave. Anemone will revive our Toad, and Toad's effect activates, we'll tribute our Neptabyss to get our Dupe Frog, and Neptabyss will summon our Dragoons from grave. So, we'll make our first Totally Awesome here, and now you could either, I guess, use sub to tribute Dragoons and get a search off that way and etc. But I would really rather special summon my Silencing Nettle, make a rank 4 Xyz play using these two, use Bahamut's effect, detaching Dragoons to get a second Totally Awesome, and Dragoon's effect activates, I'll get a Mulling Glacier. So, if we have 5 waters in grave right here, but what I was going to say is that if the opponent is running a tier lament deck, special summoning a Mulling Glacier right here wouldn't be exactly beneficial, because maybe 2 cards you discarded have effects that activate in the grave, and yeah, you'd have to use your Totally Awesomes to negate this. So next up, if you are running a third Toad, you could actually use sub and tribute the Bahamut Shark, and then tribute the sub itself to summon your second and third swap from the deck and make your third Totally Awesome. If you don't have that, you could possibly make Abyssalacia using these two, if that's actually beneficial to you though. If you have an infantry or another Dragoons in hand, or I don't know. Yeah, so this is the first combo. Let's go for the second one. Next up, we are going to do basically the exact same things we did before. We'll normally summon our Dipsy Diva, summon our Neptabyss. Neptabyss' effect activates, we dump Dragoons to get Dragoons. Dragoons activates, we get our Lapis. Lapis special summons itself. The exact same things we did before. I believe you also noticed in the previous combo where things are going to change based on the fact that this is supposed to be a combo that counters tier limits. So we'll special summon Swap by discarding our Dragoons, Swaps effect activates, we get our substitute to the grave, and Anemone special summons our substitute. Subs effect activates, we the tribute, sorry, our Neptabyss, we get our dupe frog, and then we get our dragoons. Then we'll make our first totally awesome to clear up some space here. Not that we need it, just to be able to see our monster zones a bit more clearly and put things more strategically based on our hand, of course. Right here it doesn't matter. So we'll special summon our Silencing-Nettle, and now things change and we'll make our Abyss Dweller. So the fun thing right here is that Abyss Dweller's effect activates, and activates, we detach our dragoons, and dragoons actually activates. We are going to summon our Mulling Glacier, and now even if you discard an opponent's card that activates in the grave, it won't due to Abyss Dweller. And now the funny thing is that we also have our two frogs in our deck, so we'll tribute Anemone to get our one swap, and then activate subs effect again to get our third swap. And now we get this actually insane board. So with 3 cards we get 2 Omni-Negates, 2 discards from our opponent's hand which have no chance of activating in the grave due to Dweller, and a Dweller effect for our next turn, which might actually even just shut down our opponent's turn altogether. So let's see another combo. Here we have once again Swap Frog and Nettle, but the only difference is that instead of Diva we have our Neptabyss. We'll normal summon our Neptabyss, obviously use its effect to dump dragoons and get dragoons, and dragoons from grave activates, we get our Lapis Dragon. The problem with this combo, not problem, the minus compared to the one before it, is that we'll actually have to special summon our Swap Frog once again, but we'll use this Swap Frog as a link material, which means we'll have one less frog available for our substitute play. We'll use Lapis and Swap Frog to summon our Coral Anemone, use Anemone's effect to summon Substitute, and Substitute effect activates with tribute Neptabyss, get a Dupe Frog, and Neptabyss will get our Dragoons. Now we have Silencing-Nettle, use its effect, make a rank 4 Xyz play, summon our Bahamut Shark. Once again you could either go for Dweller or Bahamut. I will detach Dragoons, get our Totally, and also get a Mulling Glacier. Since we do have 5 waters in grave, I'll summon my Mulling Glacier, and now I'll use Substitute's effect, tribute our Bahamut Shark to make room for another summon, and then make our second Totally Awesome here. After that, depending on your hand, once again, you could make an Abyss-Glacier, an Abyss-Glacier, sorry, and you can do that by tributing our Anemone to get our third swap. And now that you have 2 Aquas, you can't use Anemone for Abyss-Glacier since he's a Cyber's monster. And now you'll have 2 buffed up Totally Awesomes, and once again, based on your hand, you might also have another interruption. Also, don't forget that Nettle is here and can recycle a lot of your stuff for maybe a next turn play or anything else. Maybe you could even get if your board is destroyed next turn, you could possibly get the Mulling Glacier using your Totally Awesomes, if that actually comes up. And then you can recycle some monsters with Sea Nettle, and that way you'll have a second Mulling Glacier effect activate or whatever. Yeah. That's it for this combo. This combo consists of Teus, Dragoons and Swap Frog. Typically we're going to use Teus effect, discarding our Dragoons. We'll special summon our Teus and we get both their effects. We are going to add Gant with our Teus and what should we take? Yeah, I had Dipsy Diva with our Dragoons, sorry, I lagged a bit. We are going to normal summon Dipsy Diva, get our Neptabyss from our deck. Neptabyss effect activates, dump Dragoons to get Dragoons. And now we get our Megalo. We are going to make a Coral Anemone using Teus and Diva. And here we are going to special summon our Swap Frog, discarding our Gant to actually activate her effect. Use both of their effects. We'll get a Teus on our side of the field. And send our sub to the grave. Anemone summons our sub from our grave. We'll tribute our Neptabyss, get a dupe. Neptabyss gets us our Dragoons. And here you can either go for, actually for two plays. You can either go for tributing Dragoons with substitute and getting a Mulling Glacier. So you'll have a Toad right here, a Toad using any of these, and a Mulling Glacier who discarded 2 cards from your opponent's hand. But that's a bit obvious seeing all the combos we've actually done so far. So I'll make a different board. I'll use Subs effect, tributing our Dragoons to get me another Sea Serpent. I don't really care which one it is, so I'll get my Minstrel. Here I am going to make a Totally Awesome to clear up some space, and here I will also use Subs effect, tributing Anemone to get a Swap Frog. I won't tribute Teus because I would like to keep him as an Aqua and use him with sub to make an Abyss Glacier in a little bit. We're going to make a Totally Awesome once again. So 2 Totally Awesomes, which is actually great. And we'll use Megalo's effect, discarding Minstrel and Dragoons to get Mizuchi and a Sea Serpent from our deck. Since we are going to make an Abyss Glacier, we'll obviously get our infantry. So we are going to link summon Sub and Teus into an Abyss Glacier and use our Mizuchi on either Glacier or Megalo. So we have Dark Ruler, No More, or Super Polymerization protection, or any droplet and etc. We have 2 Omni Negates and an Interruption, as well as a search for next turn. And don't forget that we'll also get 2 cards from our grave if we use our Totally Awesome's effect. So that's great. Next up is going to be a bit weirder, but it's a fun idea you could also toy around with yourself. So let's see. Here is a combo. So next up we have this combo which consists of Minstrel, Dragoons and Swap Frog. Minstrel will activate her effect, discarding our Dragoons, to banish a card from our opponent's hand. Keep in mind that when you're using Minstrel and your opponent doesn't have a hand drop in their hand, you should most probably banish their most useless card, especially if you are going to summon a Mulling Glacier, because you'd like Mulling Glacier to hit the good cards, right? Right, and also you could also maybe banish a card in a, for example, in a tier element matchup that would activate if you discarded it with Mulling Glacier. So yeah, you could avoid that way. And we are going to add the Deep Sea Diva with our Dragoons. Deep Sea Diva activates her effect by normal summoning it. We get Neptabyss, and Neptabyss effect activates. We get Dragoons to the grave and Dragoons to our hand. Dragoons from the grave will get us our Mulling Glacier, because we are going to activate Swap's effect, summon it discarding our Dragoons, and use its second effect to send our sub to the grave. Now we have 5 waters in grave. We are going to special summon our Mulling Glacier. Here we are going to make a Coral Anemone using Deep Sea Diva and Swap Frog. You may have noticed that in every other combo we wouldn't search for Mulling Glacier, but we would get our Lapis Dragon and make the Coral Anemone that way, and so that we could also have our Swap Frog to the field, in our side of the field, and make a second Toad using our Subsea Toad. But I wouldn't want to do that here, because first of all I wouldn't be able to summon my Mulling Glacier because of Minstrel, because she adds up to the monster count in grave, and we are going to go for a much different play this turn. So Anemone will summon our Subsea Toad. Sub's effect activates. We are tributing Prince to get dupe, and Prince will get our our Dragoons. Sub's Toad activates. We tribute our Dragoons, get our Swap Frog, and Dragoon's effect activates. We are going to get our Lapis Dragon. So we special summon our Lapis Dragon. We make a totally, our totally awesome here. And we're going to use our Sub's effect, tributing itself, to summon our Swap Frog. So now we have Lapis and Swap Frog. We are going for a level 7 synchro, and we'll make Deep Sea Prima Donna, if that's her name, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's her name. And we'll activate her effect. We will target the banished card from our opponent's banished zone, and then we can special summon any level 4 or lower water monster from our deck. As you probably guessed, we are going to summon the Burial Statue. So we discarded 2 cards from our opponent's hand. We have an Omni Negate, and our opponent cannot special summon any water monsters. I would most probably have this little package in my side deck, because tier elements are actually they actually have a big access to water monsters, and that could be a bit detrimental to this combo. So yeah, I have some more 2-card or 3-card combos I could actually showcase to you in another video, so comment below if you'd like to see them. So until next time.